Okay, you can continue to eat if you wish. There's plenty of pizza and salad and chips back there, so go ahead and continue to eat if you want to. And today, we have Mr. Lake and the Symphony up here today to play for us. And I always mention, so especially you young kids, speaking to the high school too, we're very proud of the fact that we have a lot of activities for you to get involved in as you're coming through the Newark City Schools. Mr. Beatty, I just saw him. Oh, there he is. Hey, could you stand up, please, for a second? Mr. Beatty is a school board member here. And the school board of the Newark City Schools a few years ago recognized the need for our students to be engaged in activities. And so they suspended an activity fee. And I don't have to tell you, you don't have to look too far, like about a mile either way from us, and realize it costs a lot of money for students to participate in activities. And some schools charge $600 in activities, some $150. And in Newark City Schools, we have the best bargain because the Board of Education saw that need and they suspended those fees here. So that is great. Let's give Dan a hand for his leadership. And also I want to recognize Mr. Beatty because this is his 4th year on the school board. And he's decided he would like to travel around the country, has kids in 3 or 4 different states and all around, and his kids went, some of his students, or kids were students here, and they're not students anymore. For him to run for the school board and get on and impact our district the way he has the last 4 years is something special. Every district needs good leaders, and Mr. Beatty, who worked at State Farm over 45 years, is a tremendous leader. And Dan, from the district and from the community, we can't thank you enough for what you've done for the students in the community here. Let's give Dan a hand. Thank you. In any event, the students you see behind you are, and I get an opportunity to go in a lot of buildings, and we talk a lot about our students being good leaders. Some wonderful leaders in our district behind here that are talented musicians. And so this is just one activity that we have in our district that can be a positive impact for our students, and we thank you. We're really looking forward to this. So your conference next
Thursday.
Thursday night at the high school. What time?
7 p.m.
7 p.m. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to the school.
Thanks for having us. This is Symphonia. This is the advanced orchestra over at the high school. And my name is Chris Lake. I'm the new high school orchestra director and also at Wilson Middle School. So I teach grades 6 through 12 orchestra in the district. And we're going to start off with a very familiar theme for a lot of people who grew up in the 90s like myself, from Home Alone. I remember seeing it in the movie theater when I was probably 5 or 6 years old, and it's a classic tale of a lot of hijinks. So here's Home Alone. Next we'll be performing a piece called Holiday Salute. It's kind of a mashup of a few different Christmas carols. We'll see how many you guys can pick out.
all you got?
That's all I got.
Oh, okay. That was good, wasn't it? You like that? I didn't mention before, they started playing, but Mr. Lake was in his first year here. And I was standing in the back thinking that last summer when we were looking for a orchestra director, was, obviously our last one left, that's why we were looking, and Mrs. Quackenbush called me, so a few people, and said, this one guy I really like, and he's considering us and another district. And I said, who's the other district? And she told me, I won't bring that up, but not anybody in Licking County, but so we're close. I said, well, we're a lot better than them. Give me that boy's phone number. And we're so excited. I didn't lie to you. It's a great position, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Great students. And
great students.
Good district. So we appreciate you being here.
Thanks.
And a few kids, do you want to say anything to your, well, wait a second, you were all talk a little bit ago. You want to say hi to one of your former principals? Or?
I will later.
Okay, a little later. And, okay. But we do appreciate our students coming from the high school over here, and hopefully there are some students out here that say, hey, you know, I'd like to do that one day. It's a great program, and Mr. Lake, we appreciate your bringing the students over. And next Thursday night, 7 p.m.
Thursday night, 7 p.m. We have tickets, so see any high school student, band, orchestra, or choir. It's a combined concert. See them for tickets. Yeah.
Great.
Or you
Okay.
can call me.
All right, thank you. Now back to the high school and get busy over there, huh? All right. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you.
All right. Give another round of applause. Usually the students just exit, but we have chairs and obviously some pretty expensive instruments there, so we'll go ahead and start as the students are actually, we'll go ahead and introduce some people. I'll wait for Mr. Adams still to be back up front, but students, do me a favor. At your table, I want you to identify a principal at your table or a staff member who is filling in for a principal at your table. I'd like for you to get up right now and go over and give them a hug or a high five and thank them for all they do. Please. Okay. I apologize if you don't have a PA. I don't need a PA. Go back in. I asked our principals to stand up and I asked our students to give them a hug or a high five because we have a great group of staff members here, principals, that really have worked hard to create an environment that our students come into that's a very positive environment. We talk a lot about our attitude and our environment and our buildings and our district. We have a lot to be proud and thankful of. And I'm really proud to work with this group of principals that we have and staff members, because it's a fantastic group of people that work hard so that, we talk, when a parent pulls up to a school and drops their children off, they want to know that they're going to be safe and in a good environment all day. Parents and grandparents, shake your head yes if you like that. And they work hard to create that in their buildings. So let's give our principals another round of applause. Okay, and then as we go around the room, I always single out a few, and I always miss a couple. I'm going to start right there with our post player next week at Liberty. Where's Liberty School at? Right there. We're coming next Friday to hoop in your building, and I recruited Miss Horgan to play. She doesn't know that. That's part of her job next Friday, to bring her tennis shoes to play. And not to scare you or anything, but I also recruited Coach Quackenbush. So you got to guard 6'9" in the post, Liberty. In any event, it's going to be a fun time. Miss Horgan is a 20-plus year member of our staff here at Newark, and it's the perfect way. If we're doing our job right in Newark City Schools, we're creating leaders to move up when others retire. And we don't really have to look outside the system. Sometimes we do pick that, but if we're doing our job right with our staff members, and a few of our staff members are examples of that. There's a high school English teacher, high school assistant principal, now director of secondary education in our district, and a very important part of our team here. Beside, Mr. Anderson, would you step out, please? I always like to say, our school treasurer in Newark, not only is he sharp with finances and has worked with us so we didn't have to ask for new money. We could renew our money this fall, which is very important. But Mr. Anderson loves kids, and most treasurers stay in their office all day. Mr. Anderson takes the time to get out after work hours and go to ball games and events and come in here today. So let's give Mr. Anderson a hand. Now let me go. Stop where you at. Stop me if my hand goes. Ladies back there who hate this part of the day, that work so hard during their morning, stand up. Just stop the fingers again. Our food service department, led by Linda Peter, in our district. Okay, we feed about 4,600 lunches a day, about 1,800 breakfasts, somewhere in that neighborhood. All kids get to eat a hot meal in our district, which we're very proud of and excited for, because in some cases it's the best meal that they have every day. And not only do we do that with good food, we have good food here, don't we, young lady? Yes, we do. Not only with good food, we do something in our district and have for a long time that a lot of districts don't do. And that's operating the black in our kitchens. So in other words, Linda and her group doesn't have to come to our treasurer for additional money for surplus for our kids that eat. And if we do that and districts do that, it takes away from the textbooks and computers and those type of things. So let's give those ladies a hand for what they do. Example of leadership being promoted, Mr. Quackenbush here, a 2003 graduate of Newark High School, somewhere in that neighborhood there. Dad was a firefighter in town. She's a Newark girl. Was a principal at several elementaries, but the last one was Hillview Elementary, and she is, for the last 3 years, been our director of certified personnel and many other things for us here. Let's give Barbara a hand, please. Mindy, former teacher, former principal at Cherry Valley, now director of elementary education and special programs in terms of our title money and our grants. Let's give Mindy a hand. And those two good-looking ladies standing by the door. Last month they were at a table and I accidentally missed them. They're not going to let that happen today. Look out, they got up there. Yes. Okay, Linda Price and Jean Brown, special education directors. Thank you for what you do. Jeff Roy from the Newark Advocate, we stole him from the Newark Advocate, I should say, and he is our community outreach person. If you see stuff from Twitter, a lot of our teachers, our buildings, myself, a lot of our principals, we all have Twitter accounts. I'm going to take a picture here in a minute, and we'll tweet that out, and you'll see that and put it on our Twitter page, because we like to promote all the good things that are going on in our buildings, and Steph is leading us into that communication world, plus even helping us develop some classes that we're piloting a class at the high school this spring that Steph has been a huge part of. So not only do we get a good writer, a good person, but he's also helped us in many other ways. So let's give Steph a hand for what he did. Two other ladies that just love this. All right, Vicki Howe, Gloria Wilson, worked very hard to secure sponsorships, to come down and get me and say, hey, it's 11 o'clock, get your tail down here, everything with this program that they do. Not only that, Vicki in the green works at the high school and does many things for us at the high school, fine arts program and other things that she's thrown on. Gloria does about 1,000 things down here in this office and does it very well. Good ladies, so let's give those two ladies a hand. Sitting here in the middle, Dave, please put your hand up. Dave Peter, our Director of Business Affairs, non-certified employees, and a huge part of the building that you're sitting in today. Dave's charge has been the last 9 years or so is to lead the building project, which you'll see our signs that we put up, 12 buildings, 9 years under budget, and they're all around the district of state use to the community. And as a community, let's thank Dave for his work to put these buildings together. Okay, now at this time I'd like to bring Tony Adams. Tony will come up. And again, Tony is a State Farm agent here in town. He's over by the hospital. Next time I go to a hospital meeting, I'm going to park at his spot at his, because yesterday he was trying to figure out where I parked to get here and park at my spot today. And it didn't work. But anyhow, a lot of you see Tony's name and picture on billboards, those type of things. I get to see a little bit more of Tony, and I want to point some of those things out. Not only is Tony a good businessman that helps the community, he is a leader of Rotary, very active in Rotary, fighting polio or any other cause that we have here in town. And he's been a tremendous leader this year of Rotary. I'd like you to say a few more years as a Rotarian. Barbara and Jeff are also Rotarians in here. And Rotary does a lot for our community. The Rotary Park out behind him, between the branch and Legend of Liberty out there that gives some of the kids and families an opportunity to have a park that handicapped children can go to. Tony also was a big part of Special Olympics that are held over at Denison. And if there's a cause going on, Tony's usually behind it in our community and rolling his sleeves up and helping out. He's a good person and a good man, and we appreciate what you do, Tony. So I'll give that forward to you. Thank you very much.
Raise your hand if you're one of the good citizens today. Good. Now, those of you who have your hands up, give me a couple of just comments of what you think makes a good citizen. Why did you get chosen to be a good citizen?
Because I'm really respectful and I come into school every day ready to learn.
Respectful, ready to learn? I won't be like Doug. I won't put you in a spot. Keep your hands up. How about you?
I got Citizen of the Month because I was the teacher.
Because you listen well? How about some others? What does it mean to be a good citizen? I'm sorry? Speak up a little bit.
I worked hard and paid attention.
Worked hard and paid attention? Somebody else? Respectful, working hard?
Young lady right back here, I'd like her to stand up.
The one just came in?
I've been watching her for 4 or 5 years come up to our district.
Good conduct and good attitude.
Good conduct, good attitude? All those things are important, but you hit the very first one, which is respect, and respect of others. And I'm going to take just a quick minute, because last year I had the same opportunity to come and speak to this group, and I see some other familiar faces. We had a great choir here from Carson, great group of people, and while we were celebrating all these good deeds and all these wonderful days, Sandy Hook was unfolding at the same time that we were in the room together. And for those parents and for those of you who remember that, my family lived 5 minutes from that school for 10 and a half years. And so I got invited to come here this year. I was excited to be a part of this, but it also made me stop and think it was just a year ago and how quickly that time went by. And so for all of you who are good citizens and respect and treatment of others, you're our future. And parents, this all starts at home. The reason that your children are doing what they're doing is because you've cared, you've taken the time, you've kept them safe, you've tried to teach them the right things, you've tried to teach them to work hard, be respectful, listen, apply yourself, do good for others. And I just wanted to take a moment, I think, to kind of just put that back in perspective, because I think sometimes we all take it for granted in this wonderful world we live in, that sometimes it's a very cruel world too. And I've had the fortunate opportunity as a Rotarian and as a citizen of the community to be a lunch buddy at McGuffey, and my wife's a social worker at McGuffey, and Johnny Clem, Rita. She's been at Cherry Valley, and a lot of the administrators here in the room. And it's a great school system, and you're doing a great job. And the administrators, hats off to you for the safety and the environment and the camaraderie and the morale that you put in the schools. And to the students, the one thing I will challenge you is continue doing what you're doing, because if you don't lead and you don't do what you're doing, somebody else may not. And it makes it that much tougher for our community, for our businesses, for our leaders. And I say this as a part of a group which is Rotary, and our Rotary Club has 215 members. And we're the second largest in our district, which is about a third of Ohio. And I had the opportunity this year to go to Portugal to our international convention, which had 25,000 Rotarians there. All different languages, backgrounds, everything else. But what I found out was as many things as we do in this community, we're like a speck of sand when we look at it on a worldwide basis. And you realize that everything you do does make a difference. It makes a difference for someone. It makes a difference to someone. And if you do one little random act of kindness every day, it makes a huge difference for somebody else that you touch or you're around. So on behalf of our Rotary Club, which we believe in kids, we believe in education, good health, we are involved with the playground, and we have our 100th, I'm the 98th president. How many of you were around 98 years ago? Only 2 of you. No, I have the pleasure of being the 98th president of our club. And I am very humbled because it's an honor to be there to represent the club, but to be there as a part of the community. And we have our 100th anniversary coming up in 2016 is when we will actually celebrate it. And we're going to do another major overhaul to that park on Sharon Valley Road to make additional playground facilities, another shelter house. The restrooms are now being heated as we speak, so they can be used year-round. But it's a gathering place, so what we have seen is everybody uses it. It was meant for a handicapped accessible playground, but everybody uses it. It's a gathering place no matter where you come from, what your background is, what your socioeconomic is, whether you're working, not working, need help or don't need help. But what we're seeing is it is a gathering place that people can forget about everything else and go enjoy the day. And we hope we can do more. Lunch Buddies program, can't say enough good things. I wish we had more people who participate. So those are just a few of the things that we're involved in. And again, I want to thank you for allowing me to be here to represent our 215 members, 1.2 million members worldwide, over 34,000 Rotary clubs. Polio, Doug mentioned, that's our big thing. Since 1985, we're down to 3 countries. That has been a worldwide effort that Rotary has spearheaded, that churches couldn't do, governments couldn't do, heads of state couldn't do. And when we work with several different organizations, but we're down to 3 countries to eradicate something that most of the children in this room and even some of the younger adults don't even really understand what polio is. That is monumental, to eradicate a disease from the face of the earth. So we're hoping within the next 4 to 5 years, you'll see billboards and things that we're this close. The Gates Foundation, Bill and Melinda Gates, some of you will know that name from their success in life, pledged over $500 million with matching funds to Rotary for us to finish this effort. I don't know what will be after that, but I hope then in the next few years, I get to be a part of that celebration. I hope we all get to be a part of that celebration. So again, without further ado, I appreciate you very much allowing us to be here. We appreciate everything you do from the administrators, families, and so forth. Keep doing good in the world, and we look forward to your futures as well as ours. These are two of my cops and robbers playground buddies from the lunch buddies, Ted McGuffey. So.
Mr. Adams, if you would take that back to the Rotary Club and let them know how much we appreciate the support, not only of our students, but in the community. And this is an example. When Tony's talking, we talk a lot about, the state talks on a report card about college and career readiness. We have that other C here in Newark, Ohio, because we have such good leaders like Tony and Dan Bybee and State Farm people and Park National Bank, and here I just started naming some, and somebody will say, you didn't name my company here coming up, so we appreciate everybody. So we talk a lot about college, career, and community readiness. What's not measured on a state report card is community readiness. And you want to see some people raise some money for people in need in our community, every one of these round tables support that. I'm just in awe of every time somebody's in need and they raise money to make something better or go out and clean parks and things like that. So just a great thing. Thanks for your call.
Right now, while this is going on, we've got about 25 of our Rotarians are at Park Lane with the special needs bowling party and pizza party that they're celebrating today while we're here. So again, it's just one of those things that there's so much going on, and sometimes we don't take the time to really see what all is going on behind the scenes. But our whole mantra is service above self. So we try to do a lot with very, very little recognition or knowledge of who's involved with it. We just like to get things done. So we appreciate it very much.
All right. Thank you, Tony. Appreciate it. Okay. We need to, students, please pay attention, okay? Because what you're going to do is you're going to come up today, introduce who you have with you, tell us what you like to do, what favorite subjects you have, and you have to do this. You have to talk into this microphone so that it picks you up on the camera so that they can put it on channel 19, and you're going to be a TV star this month. That sound good? So say mom, dad, grandpa, the whole deal. But you have to say it loud enough into the microphone so that we want to show you off to the people of Newark. We've got a lot of people who watch. Who watches Channel 19? Anybody in here watch Channel 19? Okay. And you want to see that. Yeah. So in any event, Mr. Wilson, who's leading us off? Right. Well, right here. Now, hang on. Okay. So what? Mrs. Harmon's going to step up, and then when you speak, you're going to step over here, and because of space constraints that we have in here, when the whole building's done, you will walk the next way. So when McGuffey gets up, what do you think this table should be doing here? Getting ready. Getting in line here to come up. Okay. I bet McGuffey is a good leader for this. Let's welcome Miss Harmon, please.
Good afternoon. I'm Martha Harmon, principal at McGuffey Elementary School, and I'm very proud to be here today. And before I introduce my guest today, I'd like to speak more about Mr. Adams. As he said, he was a lunch buddy last year, but he was more than that. He decided to take it a step further, and we called him in on a couple of occasions because the young man that he was befriending was a foster child and needed some extra love and attention, and so we would call Tony in when we had a problem, and he was always there available for us, and it developed into quite a wonderful relationship. And if nothing else, this young man knew that at one period in his life that he had someone who really, really loved him. And so Tony, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you for not just being a member of the Rotary and the president of the Rotary, but for caring about McGuffey kids. So thank you for that. Also, it's just such a treat to see some of our McGuffey students go on to Wilson and to the high school and other places and become even more than what they were for us, which, you know, I'm not sure that's possible, but we have Emma, even though she's not a McGuffey person, she's a daughter of one of our teachers, and we kind of claim her anyways. And we have Natalie over here, and almost every month Mr. Davis brings some McGuffey citizens with him, so I think we're doing a pretty good job. Our first Citizen of the Month is Dagan Ricketts, and he's going to come up with his mom, introduce her, but then he has another real special little person who's just 9 days old that he's going to introduce. And Dagan will say something about who he is and introduce his mom and baby brother, but also tell us something about himself. This is hard for our little people, by the way.
I'm Dagan, and this is my mom and my little brother Jack, and I go to McGuffey Elementary. I play basketball for TJ.
Excellent. Good job, friend. Up this way. Our next McGuffey citizen, I've had the pleasure of sitting at a table like this with two other people that belong to the same family. Leah happens to be the third person in the family that somehow or another has become a good citizen at McGuffey. So, Leah, would you please come up and introduce your mom and dad and tell us something about yourself?
Hi, I'm Leah, and this is my mom and dad, and my favorite subject at school is math.
Good job. As Dad said, we have one more coming our way. He has a second grader, so maybe, well, I'm sure that when that child hits fourth or fifth, we'll see that person here too. So next is Mrs. Cooper.
Hello, my name is Ellen Cooper, and I'm the principal at Legend Elementary. Very happy to be here today. I'd like to thank Rotary for the wonderful luncheon, and we certainly get our fair share use of Rotary Park. Our students can walk there from Legend, so we do take advantage of it often. Also, congratulations to all of our students of the month. As Mrs. Harmon said, it's wonderful as an elementary principal to come back and see some of our elementary students who are being recognized at the middle and high school level also. I have two wonderful students to introduce to you from Legend Elementary. First is Zoe Fisher, and she will introduce her guests to you.
My name is Zoe, and the two guests I brought is my mom, Kim, and my dad, Kenny, and my favorite subjects in school is art and gym.
Our next Citizen of the Month in fourth grade is Orion Raschke, and he is here with his mom and younger brother.
I'm Orion, and I'm here with my mom and baby brother Ozzy, and I like to play basketball.
I'm Meredith Kucherenko, and I'm a fifth grade teacher at Hillview. And our fifth grade Citizen of the Month is Gavin Richardson.
My name is Gavin. This is my mom, my dad, and my baby sister Regan, and I like to sleep.
And our fourth grade Citizen of the Month is Cora Steffi.
Hello, I'm Cora Stuffy, and this is my dad, Matt Stuffy, and I love basketball and math.
Good afternoon. My name is Linda Neighbors. I am the very proud principal of John Clem Elementary. I would like to thank Rotary. I can tell you Rotary does so much. It's endless. We had 3 members of Rotary come through the building this week delivering dictionaries to our 3rd graders. So it is constant, the things that they are doing, and I know that they constantly keep the Newark kids in their ideas in the future, and so they are a very, very important group in our community. So thank you, and thank you for supporting this luncheon. Parents, I want to thank you. I've been a principal, this is my 8th year, and I can say that in the 8 years I have seen that parenting is getting harder and harder with the social media. I'm actually thankful that my kids are adults, and I want to know that you are doing a fabulous job because it is getting more difficult, and your expectations are there for these kids, and I want you to know how important that is to us in our positions as we go through the things that the expectation that you have, and you expect them to be respectful and responsible. So kudos to you, and boys and girls out there, don't stop listening to your parents and listening to the support that they give you. And you will always, we know that you will be leaders in our community someday, and you'll be sitting over there where Tony Adams is, giving back to the community. So keep it forward. I would like to introduce, very proud to introduce my 5th grade student. Her name is Kaylee Allen, and she will introduce her guests.
Hi, I'm Kaylee, and this is my mom and stepdad, and I like to dance.
And my 4th grade representative is Abby Armstrong.
I'm Abby Armstrong, and this is my mom, Jennifer, my dad, Scott, and that's my cousin Barb in the back, and I like to do volleyball.
Good morning. My name is Chet Coleman. I'm a very proud principal at Cherry Valley Elementary. I'd like to thank Mr. Adams for sponsoring today, and all the other community agencies that help in whatever we need here in the Newark City schools. And I think most importantly is all the parents that are here today. It's so important in today's world that these kids, and as they grow up, have a family unit. And this is just an outstanding example of the gathering we have here today. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce 2 outstanding individuals from Cherry Valley. And the first one is Miss Summer Sands.
Hi, I'm Summer Sands, and this is my dad, Sean Sands, and this is my mom, Kathy Sands. And I'm very talkative, so I could go on for a while, but I participate in 3 sports, but my favorite is basketball, and my favorite subject is probably social studies. Thank you.
And she really can handle a basketball, so Mr. Shoemate will be looking forward to her coming up to the high school level. Next young man is a 4th grader. His name is Colton Wilson.
Too tall.
Hello, my name is Colton. This is my grandma, and my favorite subject is math, and I'd like to play basketball, football, and baseball.
Thank you, Colton.
I'm Carolyn Walker from Carson, and I'm representing our principal, Sarah Burles, who's unable to be here today. Carson would also like to thank Tony Adams and Rotary for your ongoing support and encouragement of our kids. We really appreciate it. And Sarah's absence gives me the privilege of introducing our first Citizen of the Month, Preston Beatty.
Hello, my name's Preston Beatty. This is my mom and brother. I play football for Crimson Wildcats at the athletic complex.
And our fourth grade Citizen of the Month is Olivia Lawrence.
I'm Olivia, and this is my mom. My favorite subjects would have to be music and art.
Good afternoon. My name is Dina Cable, and I'm the building principal at Ben Franklin Elementary, and it's been a delight to have lunch today with my two guests and their family members. It's our favorite lunchtime of the month. I was telling them most principals usually don't get lunch this early during the day, so thanks to them and their great behavior for getting us here today. Our fifth grade representative is Desiree Russell. Come on over.
My name's Desiree. This is my mom and my dad. I like to help people, and I love science.
And our fourth grade representative is Tanisha Hager.
Hello, my name's Tanisha Hager, and this is my mom, Krista Gahagan. And my favorite subject at school is math.
Good afternoon. I'm John Davis, principal of Wilson Middle School, and on behalf of Wilson and the Newark City Schools, I'd like to thank Mr. Adams and Rotary for your community support and certainly our school support. Our seventh grade Citizen of the Month for Wilson is Miss Carrington Rice.
Hi, I'm Carrington. This is my mom, Chris, and my dad, Dave. My favorite subject is science, and I play volleyball.
And our sixth grade Citizen of the Month is Miss Natalie Williamson.
My name is Natalie, and I'm here with my mom and dad, and I like to do competition dance. And my favorite subject is science.
Good afternoon. My name is Diane Henry, very proud principal of Liberty Middle School. Thank you, Rotary. Thank you, parents, and especially thank you, students, for being such excellent citizens in our district. It's always nice to see former students who have continued to improve or continue to be good citizens. I see several of my former students back in the back, and had several of the students who are in the orchestra were former students of Liberty Middle School. So it's wonderful to see them continue to succeed. And before I forget, I just want to wish everybody happy holidays from Liberty Middle School. And now we will start with our 8th grader, Matthew Moyer.
Hello, I'm Matthew, and this is my mom, Robin, and my aunt, Rhonda, and I like to play baseball, and my favorite subject is math.
And next we have Autumn Seabright, who is in 7th grade.
Hello, I'm Autumn Seabright, and as Miss Henry said, I'm in 7th grade. I participate in volleyball and softball, and my favorite subject is algebra.
And last but not least is our 6th grade student, Jezel Barrett.
Hi, my name is Jezel Barrett, and I brung my mom and my grandma. And at school, I am a member of student council, and I play basketball for MBBL. My favorite subject is science.
Excuse me. Hi, I'm TJ Summers. I'm a 8th grade social studies teacher at Heritage Middle School. Mr. Serino couldn't be here today, so I subbed in for him. I would just like to piggyback what everybody else has said. Thank you to Tony specifically for all he does, and the Rotary for everything they do for the city of Newark and in Lincoln County. To all the citizens of the month, like you guys, don't downplay how big an accomplishment it is to be chosen to be Citizen of the Month, because the schools are packed with good students and good citizens, and therefore you have done something to be recognized above everybody else. And there are very many Citizens of the Month throughout the year at each school. So you should be very proud of what you've accomplished, and parents, you should be proud of what you've done with them and of your kids for being good listeners. I'm going to introduce now our 8th grade Citizen of the Month. She's going to introduce her guest, Brittany Peters.
Hi, I'm Brittany Peters, aka BP, and this is my mom and my mom's best friend, and I'm in choir, and I'm a proud Lion, and my favorite subject is choir.
Our 7th grade representative is Matroya Boone. I had to practice that name.
Hello, my name's Matroya. This is my mom, Melissa, and my favorite subject is social studies, and I'm in the art club.
And our 6th grade representative is Brianna Barrows.
Hello, my name is Brianna Barrows. I am in student council. This is my mom and my grandpa, and my favorite subject is science.
I am Mark Fullen, principal of Newark High School. I came to the district 6 years ago. 6 years ago, we had 11 buildings and 4 lunchrooms, and it was pretty challenging. Today, thanks to your support, we have 1 building, 1 roof, several hallways, and 1 lunchroom, beautiful facility, solved a lot of problems within itself, without a doubt. We have a saying at the high school, and that is that together we can make a difference. We can accomplish anything we want to if we work together and we communicate. That's the same with our community, support of the Rotary, support of State Farm, support of Park National. It's the same philosophy. We can solve a lot of problems, we can address a lot of needs, and we can make a difference if we work together. And just to give you a small example of that, 6 years ago, the graduation rate at Newark High School was 68%. Last year, it was 86%. That's making a difference. That's working together, and that's what it's all about. We have some great kids at Newark High School. We have some great parents, and it's kind of hard to choose 5 or 6 kids every month. So when you get chosen to be Citizen of the Month, it means something. It certainly does, because we have 1,543 students that go to Newark High School. Our first young lady is a senior, Rachel Billman. You think Rachel's a nice, polite little girl, but I just got to tell you that she plays on a girls' soccer team, and when she's out there, she's not so nice and polite. She's a really good soccer player. And I've enjoyed watching her over the years. It's kind of going to be sad when I go to soccer games and I don't get to see Rachel anymore.
I'm Rachel Billman, and I have my mom, Bonnie Billman, and my dad, Jerry Billman, here with me. And as he said, I play soccer, and I will be attending Wittenberg University for marketing and accounting to play soccer there as well and further my education. Thank you.
And our CTEC representative is Alex Vinek.
Hello, my name is Alex Vanek. I'm a senior in criminal justice at CTEC.
This is my mom and my girlfriend. And I like to play games, hang out with friends, and work out. And in the future, I plan to become a police officer.
Our junior representative is Ryan Painter.
Hi, my name is Ryan Painter. I'm a junior at the high school. I'm really involved in the junior ROTC program up at the high school, including the color guard and the rifle team. So that's a big part of my life. And I would have to say that my favorite subject would be math.
And our sophomore representative is Emma Borgia.
Hi, I'm Emma Borgia, and I'm here with my mom, Mary. I'm very involved in the choir program and theater department at Newark High School.
And our freshman representative is Cole Parker.
Hi, I'm Cole Parker. I'm with my mom, Diane Parker. I love to play basketball and do track, and my favorite subject is social studies.
You know, looking for something to do tonight. The girls basketball team plays Gahanna at home. Gahanna's always really good. Girls basketball team's pretty good this year, so that'll be a good game. And then the boys basketball team is at Gahanna. Gahanna's got a Michigan State signee, so that'll be a nice contest there too. And then also our choir concert, combined orchestra and band concert, is December the 19th, next Thursday at 7 o'clock. Thank you.
As the high school students make their way back, I'll tell you, you should get out tonight. You heard the weather forecast. You might not get out tomorrow night. And I kind of like those snowstorms on the weekend. Mr. Altipeter already left. That means that he won't. Oh, no, he's back there. We kind of like that, don't we? That means he won't call me about 5 a.m. and say, you probably ought to take a peek at the road. So, great job, students. We're getting better every month at speaking in the microphone. Some of you, though, I'm standing back and saying, man, I knew you're a 4-point student. If you were a 4-point student, I'd say that into that microphone, wouldn't you? You probably were a 4-point student. In any event, this comes the most important part of this for me, just personally for me, is that I want our students to know how important it is to have a good family. Okay? I'm a father of 4. All of them are grown. My second born graduates tomorrow morning at 10:30, Mount Vernon Nazarene. 4-year Ohio State degree, and in a year and a half, one of theirs, she wants to be a teacher. Well, she better be a teacher here next year, let's just put it that way. But the only district she cannot work in because of Ohio ethics laws is the Newark City Schools. So if you know a good superintendent out there that needs a 4.9 math or social studies and language arts, give me a call and I'll shoot a resume that way. She needs a job. I am a parent of 4, I'm a grandparent of 3. And so I've had a chance to chat with a grandfather and a grandmother here, and all of them got smiles on their face, and what a feeling it must be for a grandparent to be sitting in this room today. Because you know you did your job with your child, and it's doing a job with their children, and you still influence that. And so I just think, students, let's give our friends with us here today a hand right now for And then after we clap for them, because we do appreciate the good families that we have in our school district, I want you to look at mom and dad, grandma and grandpa, and you're going to go over there, you're going to give them a hug and a kiss, and tell them thank you for being a good parent. Let's go ahead and do that right now. Miss Billman, let me see you give a good hug back here. She kind of just leaned in. There you go. That's a good hug. Now your mom, because you just leaned into her too. There you go. That's a good one right there. We parents like that stuff. And I hope our students in here, I hope you take the time to look mom and dad in the eye and tell them how much you love them. Because I can tell you this, they certainly love you. And they're a big reason you're sitting in this room today. Okay? So always take the time to do that. So, good stuff. All right, any student want to say anything today before we go? What would you like to say?
Well, it's an honor to be here and all that. And that I've never been a student of the month before. It's a big honor.
It is a big honor, and thank you for saying that. It's a huge honor, isn't it? It's good. And maybe someday, I know we have some repeaters in here today. If you're a repeater, raise your hand in this room today that you've been in here. So you young kids, look back through there. The middle school and some high schoolers have been in here before. You can come back and join us for lunch sometime. We love that. Again, about 6,400 students in our district, 28 of them in here today. That is a big honor, a huge honor. So let's all take the time to hug and tell your parents thank you and vice versa. And we really appreciate the support that we get. I love wearing a big N on a shirt or something that says Newark City Schools. I'm proud of what we're accomplishing here, and I'm proud to be the superintendent here and work with so many good families and community members and students. It's just an awesome job to have. The only thing I don't like about it, I don't like that 5 a.m. call. We have school or not have school. I can tell you this, if we're on a 2-hour delay and you want to quit snowing and clear up, call me and tell me to cancel school. That's a sure sign it will in 10 minutes. Fun. Hey, Miss Cooper, are we going back to school today? We're going back to school today. All right, blame it on Legend here. Thank you again. Absolutely. Want to do this? Want to do it up here? Students, if you want to come up, Mr. Adams would like a picture. It'd be a good thing. And thank you. Let's give each other a hand.